Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we'll say, Calling Yehovah Shemel Shai B'Shemel Kakodash. That honors to the elders and apostles of great wisdom, who will teach well. Swing into a quick topic. No one to be edifying to the hopeful like. This is on Wikipedia.org. Crown Heights riot. So it's a race riot that took place from August 19th to August 21st, 1991, in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, it's over here. It's kind of it's not too far from it's kind of around Bed-Stuy, right under it. Then you got like the 2 and the 3 line over there on Eastern Parkway. It's like the big hub of Crown Heights, Eastern Parkway. You got a lot of Amalekites, a lot of Benjamin over there now. And here you got Union, Carroll. I think eventually that turns into Carroll Gardens, but that's not the topic of today. But this is the area where this takes place. If you ever in Brooklyn, you go over there, you just see a bunch of random Benjamites, random Jake, some other Kim Jake, trying to sell stuff on the streets and things like that. It's kind of known for that stuff. A lot of so-called Jamaican food. So black residents attacked Orthodox Jewish residents. Small hats destroyed their homes and looted businesses. The riots began on August 19th, 1991, after 2 children of Guyanese immigrants were unintentionally struck by a driver running a red light. Right? Yeah, unintentionally. They don't give a shit. While following the motorcade of Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, leader of Chabad, which, shit is madness too, bro. We don't get into that nonsense. They're all Amalekites, so all believe in the wrong thing. They're not the people, right? All Edomites. That goes back to that Hosea 1 and 10, and that Ezekiel 36, 5. 1 child died, and the second was severely injured. Okay, so let's look at how these kids look. Alright, so this is the victim, young lad. This is the guy who hit him to the right. Benjamin. Again, you got a lot of different peoples over there. You got the Northern Kingdom, you got Elamites, you got Moabites, and you got Southern Kingdom there as well. And I know an elder who's from Guyana. He says he's Benjamin, so you got Benjamin over there. So I'll just say Benjamin. All right. Guyana is on the northern tip of South America. So we'll try to hurry up because let's get this kind of video cracking on. We'll try to do this and get some precepts, get a couple verses, and let this be that. So in the immediate aftermath of the fatal crash, black youths attacked several Jews in the street, seriously injuring several, killing an Orthodox smart student from Australia. For the next 3 days, black rioters looted stores and attacked, small hat stores. 2 weeks after the riot, a non-Amalekite male was killed by a group of black men. Some believe that the victim had been mistaken for small hat. The riots were a major issue in the 1993 mayoral race, contributing to the defeat of Mayor David Dinkins. And this guy, gotta look into this guy, but this is times before me. Opponents of Dinkins said that he failed to contain the riots, with many calling them a pogrom. Emphasized, I think that means something to attack on. The word that they made, small hats made for attacks on them, which everything is attack on them. To emphasize what was seen as the complicity of New York City political leaders, ultimately black and smart leaders, developed an outreach program between the communities to help calm and possibly improve racial relations in Crown Heights over the next decade, which there are no racial relations. Shit is terrible. Whenever like with my job, I travel to a lot of their schools, a lot of their, you know, different places, different restaurants and whatever. And you see the way that they treat Jake. You know, the Northern Kingdom, they just treat them like fucking, like basically slaves, man. Hey, you go fix that, you know? They look at them like they're nothing, man. And that's that, you know, Obadiah, man, that pride, right? But Obadiah 1:18, we're gonna get him back. We're gonna get him back. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled the perverse spirit in the midst thereof. He hath caused Egypt to err, and every work thereof is a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. In his vomit. All right, so Egypt is you know, is America. Going back to Revelation 11. All right, yeah, it's, you know, spiritually Egypt. You look at the back of your dollar bill. You know, the customs of the elite and their cult. You know, it goes back to you know, different Kemetic, you know, also Babylonian. That's why America's also Babylon. It goes back to, you know, those ways. You know, mystery school. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail branch of Rush may do. You know, it's coming in Jacob's trouble. You know, it's gonna be no work. You know, for a time, because you know when that MOT is pushed, you know, there will be a shell, facsimile of a normal society for people to go back to once they take that MOTB, and that's gonna be the you know, it's gonna get a lot of people to, you know, there's people out here to do it. You know, in that day Egypt shall be like unto woman, should be afraid and fear, because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, we shake it over it. And that's, you know, the men on the street. You know, standing in great boldness, that wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. You know, out there, you know, on the corners, you're in the chief place of concourse, you're in the city, you know, in areas where you get different kinds of people. And, you know, we carry the sign, push it, we do our thing, you know, boom, boom, boom. Go into our precepts, you know, people come up on some bull, you know, deal with them, whatever. At the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention of shall be afraid in himself, because the counsel of the Lord of hosts which have determined against it. Alright, so Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, man. You know, Judah's gonna get real violent. Alright. And it's just gonna be Judah, you know, Judah's the head tribe, you know. What Judah does, everyone they want to follow, man. You know, so all these tribes are gonna follow suit. You know, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real different out here, man. You know, it's gonna be different. You know, you gotta get back into that mind state. All right, so let's go get a couple images and then we'll let the video be the end. Yeah, so you see, you know, see how fucking wicked they are, man. You know, beating the shit out of our people and shit. This is only 1991. This isn't that far ago. You know, I was born in was it the early 2000s and stuff. This is only 10 years before I was born. 9, 10, 11. You know, 11. You know, not about that many years. You know, so yeah. You understand? See, that's why Scripture says, you know, the Lord set the apostles last, because this shit don't work. You know, the Malachites, they shake hands with us and stuff, and they still undermine their people with the music, with everything, man. Everything goes back to them. Right? First the nation's handbook. You know. But yeah, pretty much I forgot to mention that, but that dude, he was following the motorcade and whatever. And I don't think the article goes into too much detail, but the guy who hit the, you know, the Jakes, you know, murdered them, the young lad, he was basically following the motorcade, following after this dude, Menekum, or whatever the hell was going on and shit. And basically, he kind of got lost and so he was kind of speeding. He was speeding through that neighborhood and hit a Jake, and that's what caused the shit to like really pop off. Yeah, I want to see something of them like fucking up a hammer cape, but to the article. This, yeah, there we go. Yeah, good job. Beat the shit out that nigga, bro. Yo, bro, look at he gets hold his nigga hold his eye, bro. He beat his ass. Lil Wayne had a fight. That's a shot one.